2021 Trek Domane Plus HP owner's honest review. I had this bike for 14 days and I have had 7 major problems with it, and this is what I'm going to discuss exactly with you. Now, before I go any further, to let you know, this is not a sponsor ad. I bought this bike with my own money, so I'm going to give you a no fluff honest review. All right, so let's dive in. What is the very first problems I had? So again, I bought this bike, it's 14 days old, and I've had multiple errors. So let's start off with the engine error. I was riding on gravel and I got a code 503, and then basically the speedometer wouldn't work. And then another day, on the 14th day of ownership, on the 12th day of ownership, that's when I got the error 503. On the 14th day of ownership, I got an error 550. Okay, so those are the errors that I got. I took it to 2 different Trek dealerships. They weren't able to fix it. So that's one of the major problems with when you buy one of these Trek Domane Plus HP. There's not that many dealers that know how to work with it, even if you take it to a corporate Trek owned retail shop. All right, so those are the 2 code errors that I got. I've also got a problem with the battery pack. The battery would not come out. I mean, it was just jammed in there. No matter what I did to it, it wouldn't come out. So I took it in, they filed a warranty. I had to leave my bike at the shop for 10 days, and then they fixed that. So far, I've owned the bike for almost 24 days. Out of the 24 days, I've only ridden it for 14 days, and 10 days has been at the shop, guys, just waiting for parts, and hopefully. Again, every time I take it in, they don't fix all the problems. So I told you about the battery pack. These are legit problems that the bike has, and there's not reviews of owners. Some people tell me, Mike, you're just bashing brands, and I'm like, no, I'm a consumer advocate. Okay, if something's good, I come out and tell you guys it's good, because I love sponsoring companies that make good stuff. If something's bad, I come let you know. I don't have a horse in the race. You know, it doesn't matter to me either way. I like to support great companies, and if they make bad products, I like to let them know, because you know, you're not paying $500 for this. This costs over $7,000 with accessories, close to $9,000 that I put into this bike. Okay, so if you're going to buy this bike, I want you to know about the problems, because the salespeople are probably not going to be legit with you, just like they weren't with me. So 2 error codes here. The battery pack didn't want to come out. Okay, I do have electrical problems in the front lights and the back lights, and I've taken it in multiple times. They never fixed it. Trek has never fixed it. They keep tweaking with it, and they say, okay, it's fixed, but it's never fixed. Okay, so the back light sometimes doesn't even come on, sometimes it comes on. Same with the front. Sometimes it doesn't come on, sometimes it comes on, and when it comes on, it'll, you know, flicker, right? So for the first 12 days of ownership, when I turned the bike on, the front and the back light came on solidly. On the 14th day, when the 550 problem happened, you know, I've been having light problems. Okay, and you know, again, I just came from the Trek store yesterday. You know, I told them about it. I sent them an email. I talked to them about it when I dropped it off, and they didn't fix the problem. Right? They said they did something to it, but before I took it from the dealership, when I picked it up, I showed it to them. The problem wasn't solved, but they said, oh, just go ahead and ride it, and maybe it won't do that again. Again, today I'm riding it, the light doesn't work, guys. So that's kind of disappointing, Trek. If you're listening, Trek, because one of the primary reasons that I bought a Trek, and you guys can listen to my video, is because I bought a 2021 Trek and it was flawless. So I figured the next Trek will be flawless too. And another reason I bought a Trek is because I figured I'm gonna have more support than, let's say, a Chinese company, right? Because I could have bought an EV bike from China for $2,000 or something, $1,500, $2,000 for a really nice one. But I went and spent $9,000 with Trek because I wanted to have great support. And so far, it hasn't came through on my electrical bike. I'm not talking about a normal analog bike. I'm talking about an EV bike. I'm talking about an e-bike. I'm talking about an electrical bike. There's not that much mechanics in Trek's fleet of mechanics that know how to work on that. And I'm not here to bash the company, but this is a real world customer review, because you know I've taken my bikes. Now this bike I've taken into the dealership at least 8 or 9 times, and my problems have not been solved. I just came from the dealership yesterday. The problem was not solved. So let's continue going with the major problems that I've had. In again, in 24 days of ownership, it's been in the shop 10 days. I rode it for 14 days. Out of the 14 days, 2 days I had bugs with it. And so let's continue moving forward. So we have the electrical problem, we have the engine error problem, we have the front and back light problem. The other thing that I had with this bike is that, you know, one of the spokes broke. You know, I mean, that's not a big deal. They fixed that. That was not a problem at all. But again, the spoke broke. Another problem that I had is that, you know, in less than 14 days, you know, I had to take it back for the real derailleur so many times because it wouldn't adjust correctly, okay? After they would turn the barrel, after maybe 20 miles of riding, 30 miles of riding, maybe 50 miles of riding, it would need another adjustment. And that's not normal because I've owned a lot of bikes, and usually you just adjust it seasonally, like once a season, once every 6 months, okay? So that was a problem. Another problem that I had with this bike was, like, the first day I rode it, you know, the bar tape fell off, like literally just fell off, right? Like from all the sides. And, you know, again, that's not a big deal either. I took it to Trek, they fixed it. So the analog problems are able to fix quickly. The digital problems, like the machine, the engine, electrical problems, they're not able to fix it, right? They're not able to fix it. So that's the only problem that I have. That I'm trying to let the world know is that if you buy an EV bike, there's a good chance. Now, if you're in California, it might be a different story. But if you're in, like, you know, one of these other states where, you know, they don't sell a lot of those, then the mechanics don't know what to do with it, okay? So now, again, in 14 days, I've had a lot of bugs, 7 different bugs, guys, 7 different errors, okay? So I had once more go through it. The real spokes broke, the real derailleur wouldn't adjust. I took it in many times, it still hasn't been fixed. The front lights, I've taken in multiple times, it still hasn't been fixed. I had engine code error. Supposedly that's fixed. I just got it yesterday. I haven't received any errors so far, but I haven't took it to gravel because all the errors came because of the gravel. The battery pack, they fixed that, thank God. Now it comes out easily like it should. You know, another thing I want to let you know is, like, I don't know, you guys can see, you know, I haven't been in rain, you know, in at least like 6-7 days. I mean, it's been in the shop for 10 days, but you can see how there's a fog in there, right? So maybe that's what's causing the electrical shortage, okay? Now, overall, this is an awesome bike. You know, I'm not trying to bash Trek in any shape or fashion. I'm just trying to put it out there because I'm a consumer advocate. Like, if you guys haven't seen my video where I show you how to buy a brand new car, save 22% off MSRP, then you go check it out, because, you know, I got a lot of hate from a bunch of dealers for doing that video. But again, it has over almost 200,000 views on it, okay? I show you how to buy brand new cars off of MSRP, 22% off. So I'm a consumer advocate. I'm not trying to bash the brand, but hey, when they did a great job on my 2021 Checkpoint SL5, I told you guys about it. I raved about it. When they did a bad job, I'll let you guys know about it, because you know, when you get really big, it's hard to control. So you need to have great people in place, and I think that hopefully that Trek will come through. I'm not sure. I'm a new Trek customer. In the last 3 months, I give them over, I don't know, guys, I bought 2 different bikes from them. So they weren't cheap either. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they'll come through. Maybe that's why they are where they are. But just want to let everyone know that if you're thinking about getting the Trek HP, Trek LT, Trek Domane, or one of those commuter electrical bike, Trek electrical bike, Trek e-bike, then you really need to think about it. You really need to go talk to these mechanics that they have at your local shop. Make sure they know how to work on it, because unfortunately, when I bought it, they told me there was no problems with them, and now they're telling me that there's a lot of problems with them, and that's the bad thing, okay? Now, am I mad? Or no, I'm not mad. You know, this is just a material thing, and I'm just putting a warning sign so someone doesn't else fall into the hole. That's all I'm trying to do, because as a good Samaritan, it's good to mark the areas where there's a snake. You know, if I'm riding on a bicycle on a trail, I see a snake on it, next to riders, I'll let them know, hey, there's a snake right there. Don't run it over for the snake's sake and the rider's sake, so they both don't get damaged. Same thing with, you know, this. I'm doing this so other consumers don't spend a large amount of money, because the crazy thing is they're advertising this bike as like, sell your car and let this be your only car. Well, you know, again, out of 24 days of ownership, 10 days has been in the shop. So I don't know how this can be someone's replacement car when, if you think about it, it's like, what is that? 45% of his life is in the shop, dude. All right, so I don't know. Good thing this is not my, this is not my car, right? Because I wouldn't be able to get around. But overall, dude, this is a beautiful bike. I really love the geometry. I'm very happy with the bike. The only thing I'm not happy with is the Trek warranty, and I'm not happy with the Trek services, because it's kind of deceptional trade practices. They're telling you that they're going to give you a warranty on this, but they don't warranty it. They're telling you that they have people that, you know, will give you support, but the people don't know how to work on the bike. So it's very deceptional, because A, they don't have the people to work on it, but they're selling it to you, and B, they're telling you they're going to warranty it, and they don't. I mean, this bike is not even 30 days old, and I've taken it in, like I said, so many times into the shop for them to get it screwed away. This is my third shop to go to, because I've gone to 2 different Trek shops. None of them know how to work on it. I went to the third one. The guy was pretty decent, but again, everything's not 100%. Hopefully it will be. Now, overall, dude, this is a beautiful bike, man. I'm really happy with it. I wish I didn't have these problems. I wish that anyone else that bought these bikes won't have these problems. Hopefully Trek will look into these videos and work on getting the bugs out. I know anything that's software, you're gonna have bugs, but this seems like a little excessive, because like 45% of its life is spent in the repair shop. So I just got this bike yesterday. I haven't had it for 10 days. I wouldn't put on 50 miles yesterday. I'm gonna do a little miles today. But overall, man, I'm happy with the bike. I'm glad that I got an EV bike. They're really, really cool. And this is a really cool bike. I hope we get all the bugs worked out. So if you're thinking about buying a Trek HP or Trek LT or Trek Domane Plus or any of the Trek electrical bikes or e-bikes, really do your due diligence, because you're going to put up a lot of money, and, you know, kind of know what the situation, the uphill is going to be like. Peace. If you have a comment, you own one of these bikes, you had problems, you haven't had problems, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.